Hi everyone, I'm Vian and welcome to the channel Without a Wire, where we explore everything a smart home can throw at you. In today's video we will have a look at my mother's house. Yes, it's finished. So I will take you through all the automations that I've put into the house. Let's have a look. Hi everyone and welcome back. So let's start on the outside in the kitchen. So what I've done is I switched the wall switch from a 1 gang to a 2 gang to cater for the outside floodlight with a day-night switch and a motion sensor. And I've also put in a little Wyze cam version 3 in the window, which will give you a nice view of who's at the back door and the car parked in the dedicated parking spot. So this is the kitchen. What I've done here is in the cupboard I allocated some power, dedicated power for the router, the Broadlink RM Mini 4, the router, and on top of the cupboard there is also a Zigbee hub. So in the kitchen I've got a motion sensor right on top of the door there. There's a contact sensor, both Sonoff. Most of the products in the house here is Sonoff, as well as a 2 gang Sonoff wall switch. One for the kitchen light and one for the floodlight outside. So that little sensor there on top of the door, that one is really when you enter this way from the bedrooms or the lounge and you walk into field of light for the sensor at night, then the light switches on automatically and you don't have to walk through a dark kitchen to go switch on the light from the switch at the back door. So this helps at night when my mother enters the kitchen. The light switches on automatically, and when there's no motion detected, the light will switch back off again. I also have a little Sonoff temperature and humidity sensor, which I can hopefully pair and use to automate some of the aircon stuffs that I want to run in the house. Further to the installation, I put in a little Ecosdot 2nd generation in the roof with a roof mount that I had to actually import. I ordered it from Amazon and it took about 2 weeks for them to deliver. That one's power is also sourced from within the roof, so there's no cables lying around in the house. There's the 2 blank plates that we explored in a different video. So the wall's nicely painted, and those 2 plates that housed a data line and an intercom line is now sealed off. In the living room I have the TV and the aircon hooked up to the Broadlink RM Mini 4, and I also have a Fire TV stick installed on the TV so my mother can see the 3 cameras I installed on the TV as well, not that she's watching Netflix or something like that. Over on the wall here there's another Sonoff 2 gang switch, one feeding the living door light and the other one feeding the stoop light. So those are also enabled with voice commands. In the stoop I also have a Sonoff contact sensor on all 3 sliding doors, this door, that one over there, and that one behind the curtain, mainly to get notifications when any of these doors are opened and closed when they shouldn't. What I've also done is I set some presets for both the TV and the aircon. Let's see if they work. So, switch on the TV. There we go, TV's on. Let's see. Okay, mute the TV. You'll see the little mute button coming on there. There we go. Switch off the TV. The aircon is also on off, and I set presets for cool and hot. So let's see. Switch on the aircon. There the aircon goes. It's in cool mode, so let's change it. Switch the aircon to heat. Okay, and there the aircon goes to winter mode. So switch off the aircon. So I kept it real simple, simple commands, simple to remember, easy to use so that my mother wouldn't forget. Let's get to the bathroom. Again, the bathroom, I switched out the switch from a 1 gang to a 2 gang, one catering for the light. So as you walk into the bathroom, the light will go on after a certain time. I couldn't get that set for sunset and sunrise, so I had to put in some times there. And I also installed an extraction fan for some of the steam and some of the smells. So that is triggered by a little Sonoff motion sensor. So the sensor is set to only switch on the light when it's after dark, but the ceiling fan gets triggered throughout the day. Every time the motion sensor gets triggered, the ceiling fan would run for 10 minutes and then switch off. It is a bit difficult. I tried putting it out of view, but if you walk too close to the bathroom door, it will activate the ceiling fan. So let's just switch it off. There we go. Bedroom, nothing much happening. This is the guest bedroom. Light switch, Sonoff light switch, and I also have a little Sonoff button here for the guests. So one click will switch on the light, and a double click will switch off the light. Let's take a look at the main bedroom. Main bedroom's got its own aircon. So let's see. Switch on the bedroom aircon. And the bedroom aircon's got the same commands as the aircon in the lounge. And it is also paired with a Sonoff temperature and humidity sensor, which I can't get working at this stage. It seems like those sensors, even the Broadlink RM4 Mini, which you can see there on the desk, those two have their own temperature and humidity sensors, but still are not available for automations in both and the companion apps. The companion apps would let you set automations based on temperature and humidity, but what I actually want is to have the aircon only run for an hour, or to automate the aircon to switch it on when it reaches a certain temperature or not, and then monitor the running time there. So short of putting in Home Assistant, I still do not have a solution for that yet. As you can see in the main bedroom, I also have a Amazon Echo Flex in the wall. Doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's easy to use in the bedroom. I also complained about the paintwork the last time, so what I did is I actually installed some cornices just to make the cupboard look nice and hide all those ugly paint marks. What we also did in the living room is the power supply for the aircon, as well as the aircon in the main bedroom. That aircon, we installed dedicated power in the roof, along with the Wyze cam pan on the outside, are all powered from within the roof. So the wires and the power supply are nice and neat and tucked away out of view. One of the better installations this week was this little guy. It made sure that I have an easy way to open up my beer during the weekend, but it is Sunday now and I'm gonna have to drive home, so I'm not drinking today. So outside, same as the front and in the kitchen door, is a little 10-watt floodlight with a day-night and motion sensor. That one only really goes on when we are drying at night to make light in this area. Not a lot of space in this area, and it is actually well lit by the LEDs that we rewired under the roof. Another addition we put in here is the Wyze cam pan, and this one gives a nice view of the backyard, especially with those LED lights running at night. What we also did is we changed the garden a little bit. From the previous videos you would have seen that the garden looks a bit different, so this weekend was also gardening weekend. This is the second LED light that we rewired, and these ones were taken off switches and it runs off a little day-night switch that you can see there just behind the dish. We also had a look at the windows again, and the window frames was a bit dull against the new paint that we put on the inside. So what we also did is we updated all the window frames right around the house with a high gloss dark brown paint. You can see the color difference there. So the window frames was about the color of the gutter. And finally we have a look at the garage. I replaced the light fitting in the ceiling to accommodate a different type of bulb, so I can switch the bulb to a Wyze bulb. The reason for that is that the Wyze bulb has a previously on state, which means that when the power goes out and it comes back on, the light will remain off if it was off before the power failure. Another thing that I did here is I also put in a backup for the contact sensor on the garage door. You can see there at the bottom the contact sensor with the other piece at the top of the garage. But what happens is when the garage door is not closed properly, it doesn't always read the sensor as closed and it does not switch off the light. So as a backup, I put in another automation with the camera to actually manage the light. So if there's no motion detected on the camera, it will then switch off the light as well. So I've got a backup for the light if the contact sensor fails. What I also did in the garage is put in a dedicated power source in the ceiling to power the Wyze cam in the garage, so that the wires are also nice and neat. And you can see I fastened the power cable or the USB cable to the wall there going into the ceiling. And that is my mother's house. All the automations. What I struggled a little bit with is some of the Sonoff sensors keep on losing their names, and that messes around with some of the automations that I have running. The rest of the installation was quite smooth and quite easy to deal. I also had to tweak some of the motion sensors, the sensitivity, and some of the automations and timings that I had to revise based on my mother's movements and her complaints. But that is all sorted and everything's working as it should. So that is my mother's house. I would also leave a link in the description below for all the suppliers, where I got the equipment from, so that you can maybe go and check these suppliers out. Thanks to the guys at Wyze and Jesse and Jason at iFerrer for supplying me all these little switches and home automation goodies. You guys rock, you're awesome, and I got those stuff very quickly. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, if you like this video, give it a like and do the YouTube shuffle. Click on subscribe so you can follow the channel, and also ding that bell icon so you can get notifications of future content. Thank you everybody, and goodbye. See you in the next video.